So it seems like Triple H's Twitter fingers have been a catalyst to a new discussion pertaining to popularity in pro wrestling. The current chief content officer liked a tweet that said the following: "Dude, if they're doing so poorly, why did Warner just give them another show? TV ratings are an outdated way to view popularity in today's world of cord cutting. Cord cutting. WWE has less than half of what they got 10 years ago, but are more profitable than ever." So, with that in mind, are television ratings still a relevant metric in measuring how popular a professional wrestling commodity is?
No, God, no. Um, Especially because we got like smartphones and stuff like that, and a lot of people nowadays with this fucking inflation, dude. Most people are like working two jobs and stuff, and they're just catching it when they can. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like whether it's through YouTube, then they're getting the highlights. They're going on Twitter. They're going on whatever wrestling website that they could go on. I feel like you just need to pay attention to the streams at this point,
mm,
really, because like I don't know anyone that's actually making sure that they're home or they're off or they work a 9 to 5 just so they could be home at night to watch wrestling. It's unrealistic. Like right now we
mm.
live in like the day and age of conveniency, you know? And yeah, as they put it, you could tell that they're the most profitable between all of the collaborations with companies that they have and all these deals that they have. They're not doing bad. So I feel like when people get on these podcasts and they start chirping off saying, well, like this is the lowest rating they had since I don't know this year or 10 years ago or whatever, it's just like it's irrelevant because back then did they have this? No, they didn't. Like it's different. It's a different time now, So yeah, Hunter's really smart. He's always ahead of the curve, very progressive, so he knows what he's talking about. Like they're ahead of the curve with even us, so I agree. What do you think? Anything you have to add on?
I agree with that as well. Now, I do have a couple of things to add on to that. Um, like the tweet said, it's about cord cutting. And it's interesting because when we talk about the Wednesday night wars, right? When it was NXT and AEW going head to head, a lot of people were like playing small ball. Oh, this show got a 1.0 and this show got a 0.9137. That means AEW is insurmountably better. Ah! And it's like, dog,
The Elmo
it's
meme.
exactly. It's this the arm stretch victory while flames are surrounding you. It's so much and it's so excessive, and you can tell people that are still using TV ratings as a metric to measure success in today's creator economy and television and media business are clearly just not up to speed on what is relevant and what is prevalent in this time and age. Obviously, during the Monday Night Wars, the ratings mattered because the TV was the only real form of medium that was emitting visuals. You didn't have social media. The internet was not where it is today. So it's like
Nope.
everybody had to gather around the TV to watch. And,
Uh-huh.
and and the only exception is like if you had DVR, which you would have to tape to record and then watch it later. But it's like now I think that there's so much, like when you think about it, all these shows are now available for replay on the respective network website. So for USA, you
Mhm.
can watch old episodes of Raw. You can go on Hulu to watch old episodes of Main Event and Raw and SmackDown. You can go to Peacock for the same thing. You can go to TNT or TBS to watch old episodes of AEW. And while the TV ratings may be public knowledge, the data that these companies are getting from these particular websites are exclusive to them. But what I can say is, even though it's not public knowledge, it doesn't mean that it isn't valuable to the companies that are hosting these wrestling shows. If I'm not going to get into that because we're going to about to talk about that next. If WWE has been averaging anywhere from a 1.5 to a 3.5 in the past 5 years, but yet USA is still trying to run them $1 billion for 5 years, clearly there's something that we don't know. There's data that we don't have access to that is a
Yeah.
contributing or a major contributor as to why WWE is being ran more now, more money than they did during the Attitude Era. So clearly there's something that we don't know, but I think that it's obviously TV ratings. I think that it's streaming sites. I think that it's social media. And I think that it's also just the ability and just the fact that wrestling has I think the most wrestling is the most resilient form of entertainment. When we look at what was happening during COVID, there was no new anything except for wrestling. Everything was a rerun except for wrestling. That adds an immense amount of value. Your ability to create new content in the middle of a worldwide pandemic automatically heightens your value as a company and as a content provider. So,
Hmm.
I think that, I agree that TV ratings are not everything. That there are so many other things that are contributing factors. Like we just talked about Bad Bunny and Damian Priest and how their video had over 80 million views. We're not even talking
Hmm.
about the Bad Bunny entrance. We're not even talking about Carlito's return, but all of those video views matter. And considering that people are consuming more stuff online, who knows? Maybe online consumption means more than TV ratings. And the fact that every time a wrestling show is a trending topic on Twitter should tell you how valuable wrestling is. But that's my stance. Did you have anything you wanted to contribute?
Nope.
Schna? Well then, let us know. Um, let us know if you guys think that TV ratings are still a relevant metric in measuring the success of a wrestling show. But we're gonna move right along because it says apparently